Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades and the weekly recap. Okay, before I get started in the video, I just want to say we had a very good week. I did finish the week with 28 wins, 3 losses for a win rate of 90.32%, which is a very, very great week. I was very happy with it. Made me a couple mistakes, a few mistakes, but hey, when you're finishing 90% of your trades with winners, who cares? What's a mistake or two? So yeah, with that said, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and the bio section of the social media. You can also go on Twitter and you can see the posts I make daily on the wins and losses, but you can also see the Discord options alerts I make, and you can see the timestamps I make them, so that way you can see that they're done in real time, not after the fact. So yeah, many in the room that follow closely know that everything's in real time and they see it when I do. So yeah, with that said, that Monday I ended up having, well, I had 4 winners, but I ended up placing 5 trades. One was a swing, but SPY, well, I played SPY a lot this week, and I posted on Sunday before Monday even started that I was on the lookout for SPY to pop on Monday, and it did exactly that because the put to call ratio is very, very high. Everybody is on the put side. When you're on one side of the trade, when there's too many people on one side, the market makers will flush out that one side. So everybody was in puts, and Monday they squeezed everybody out. So Monday had a monster day. I even said on on Sunday that get ready for a big bounce this week. Put the call ratio is very high. Last time it was this high, it was October 28th. This is a game while everyone's in puts, they will get squeezed out tomorrow or Tuesday. And I said that Sunday before futures even gapped up. And Monday was the day they squeezed everybody out. So I ended up nailing that when everybody else was looking, oh, let's chase the bottom. And I've seen this way too many times. I've been doing this for a long time. I know these market makers little games they like to play, so I didn't fall for it, and I was prepared for it. So with that said, Monday, the first trade I had was SPY 388 calls at 55 cents at 9:44. I don't like trading the first 10-15 minutes because that's where the fake outs is. Now, the one thing I was a little cautious about, there was a big gap up from futures into Monday pre-market, and I was just like, okay, we're opening at Friday's highs, and I was a little like, okay, I mean, I was expecting, maybe a flat to a small gap up, then take off at open, but having that huge gap up, because we closed at let's see, 380, and we gapped up to 385, and I was not expecting a $5 gap up, so I was a little like, I don't know, we might dump it open, fill the gap, then possibly have a V-shaped recovery, but I like to wait the first 10 minutes out to see which way the SPY is going to go, or the market's going to go, or the stock itself, and that's usually when they end up doing the most fake out. So I usually wait for the second 10-minute candle to form, and that's when I ended up doing. So at 9:44, I grabbed the 388 calls at 55 cents, which is right here, and they went from 55 cents to $2.97, which is a 400% move. Then I ended up grabbing, let's see, I grabbed Facebook calls at 10:27. Facebook 10:27 on the first. Okay, right here. Now Facebook has just been going sideways. It dropped a little bit. I mean, Facebook used to, let's see, Facebook's daily is it's just been chopping around. Obviously this area right here, 266 to 255. But I mean, it's been staying below the 280 area, and I was thought, we were going to have a strong push above the 280 at some point, but just not yet. But that was what I was thinking, that Facebook is due for a run. It's been staying below the 280, and I don't know. I just think that we're just gonna get a good run out of Facebook. So that's one of the reasons why I was keeping an eye on that. I did grab it at, let's say, 1027, which is right here. Now you can see this is what I'm talking about right here. This is what I was kind of expecting with SPY. It gapped up, then it kind of pulled back, kind of tried to fill the gap partially and mostly, then it chopped and it took off. So that's what I was looking at with SPY, and thought that was what SPY was going to do. So I ended up grabbing it right here. 270 calls at 97 cents. It chopped a little bit, pulled back to VWAP, then it just took off and chopped, But if you ended up holding it through the entire mess right here, that they went from 97 cents to $2.30, which is a 100% move. And which obviously SPY calls, which I had before this, was a 400% move if you held all the way through. Then I ended up going back to SPY. I grabbed SPY puts at 11.27. Now, let's see. Now I'm also thinking $5 gap up that we were going to pull back, and I grabbed them right 11.27, which I think is right here. No, it must be right here. Right in here, I grabbed it. Right when it looked like it was topping out. And I think at this point in time, yeah, it's starting to diverge right there. Histogram's going down and this is going up. So when I saw that, I grabbed the 380 puts at 61 cents, and that little drop, they went 10 cents. So nothing spectacular there. A small, tiny win, but I thought we were going to drop a little bit because, we're down at 380 on Friday, and we're up almost $9+ between the gap up and the run. So I thought we were going to pull back to at least VWAP, and it didn't. So yeah, that one didn't work out. I mean, it worked out. I mean, it was a winner, but didn't work out the way I thought it would. I thought it would go back to VWAP, but it is what it is. Then I ended up grabbing 38.90 SPX puts at 234, which is right 234. Which is from this candle right here somewhere. 234. I don't know why I grabbed it right there. Let's see. Let me back it up just a little more. Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, I grabbed it right here because of the 390. 390 being the big round number. And you get resistance right here from Thursday. So that's what I was looking at. That's why I grabbed it. I should have waited for a green candle, but for some reason I just think, okay, it gets over 390. That's all that resistance, and that's why I grabbed it in a green candle. I probably shouldn't have done that. It did, however, chop a little bit. That it did come down. So those 38.90 puts for SPX went from $1.10 to $1.35. So a very, very tiny win. Now the next one I had was the swing on Walmart. Now I ended up grabbing it at 141 on Monday, which is right here now. 141, which is I think right here. Now this is where I grabbed it right here. Now what I was thinking was Walmart, on the hourly, where is it on the hourly? Monday is right here. Okay, you get this big dump on earnings. It's just going down. It's going down. It's starting to curl, and it goes up a little bit. It gaps up, and it starts to look a little bullish right here. It just made an ascending triangle right here. It failed, came back to the EMAs, and popped back up. And this is where I grabbed it, thinking, okay, it's going to break out, and we're going to have a big monster run for Walmart. Walmart just makes way too much money to ignore. I mean, any dip on Walmart is going to be a good dip buy and long-term hold, and should break out here, but it did not break out. It failed, and I hung on to it thinking, okay, it was going to break out, and right here it did break out, but I think the calls did not turn green. I think there was just too much chop in here, and the drop, it just dropped, just killed the theta, just stepped in and just killed it. So and then it just kept going down and down and down and down and down. So yeah, that swing was not good. That was probably definitely mistake number one. I should have just jumped out right here when it. Sometimes I like to have some give some wiggle room. I probably should have jumped out right here underneath this area right here, the new lower day. But I was thinking, okay, you know, maybe it will gap up and have a big run, and because at that point, Monday was a big green day on SPY, and Walmart just wasn't, you know, following it or catching up, or so I thought, okay, maybe if SPY gaps up and SPY has another big green day, it will catch up, and it never did. So it just that was just something dumb that I did, but whatever, it is what it is. Then I ended up playing SPY again on Tuesday. Now SPY, I grabbed puts at open 9:36. Let's get the right day here. SPY, let's see. Make sure I get the right day. Okay. Now SPY, it didn't really. It stayed in a range. It didn't have any, you know, really good days, but. Now I was looking at it from the point of view that, okay, SPY had the big run. I had a $5 gap up, and I went to 391. So I was like, okay, we're gonna pull back, because anytime you have these big exaggerated moves like this, that it's gonna pull back. We see it over and over and over again. Baidu, BA, Roku. I mean, the names just keep going on and on. That we recently have seen that too. That I look at this right here. When price is up here and the 200 EMA is way down here, you have that huge disconnect between price and the moving averages. And you have the RCT trend line, which is right here, moving down. But at that point, I don't think it was. But this is it right here on the hourly. As you can see, whenever it gets disconnected, even on the hourly right here, has a strong move right here, and it collapses the next day. Strong move right here, and I thought it was going to collapse this day on Tuesday, but it didn't. It was on Wednesday. But anytime you see that, you watch the direction of the RCT trend line, which is pointing down. So anytime it has a big pop up, it comes back down to retest it. Like it popped here, dropped right here. So that this disconnect, anytime you see price action this far away from the RCT trend line, and especially in a big one-day event like this, and this, it's going to come back down. So I looked at the SPY puts at 9:36. I grabbed them at 386 puts at 99 cents. Now I was going in with this at that day on Tuesday with that mindset. Waited for the first candle to start to form. I didn't fully wait for the first 10 minutes. It started to come back down. I grabbed it. So the 386 puts went from 99 cents to $1.47. So that was a nice little dump right there. Then I ended up playing BA calls. Now BA was going against the market, I believe, this day. Yeah, it was. Right here. BA's just had a big run, came back down. See, BA had the run, then it came back down. I should have shorted that, but I think I wasn't looking at BA, or maybe at that point in time, BA's option prices are too expensive. Monday's prices are just too expensive on some names. I just ignore it, even if the move looks good. But I usually play commons, so that's where premium members get the commons plays on plays like that. So yeah, so I grabbed the BA 237.50 calls at 9:58, which is right here. Nope, right here. Drop back down, pop back up, bought the breakout. So they went from 98 cents to $1.35 in that little pop right there. And as you can see, it kind of rejected Monday's highs. So not a huge winner, but you had a 37-cent winner right there. So that was pretty decent. And then I went back to SPY puts. SPY's in the range. I played the range on Tuesday. I grabbed them again at 10:26, which is probably, I'm going to blow this area up so I can actually see what I'm doing. 10:26. I bought the breakdown right here. 385 puts at $1, and they went from $1 to $1.53 right here. Then I changed direction and bought calls at 12:07, which is right here. Now, as you can see, it dumped, it chopped, it flushed out the stops, because I'm sure a lot of people tried thinking, okay, we're going to have a V-shaped recovery right there. So it quickly just has a blast through the lower day to flush out the stops before it reversed. I saw that they came up above the 200 EMA and broke out over this level right here. So I did grab 391 calls at 70 cents, which is right here through the VWAP. They went from 70 cents to $1.05 on that little move right there. So this is a non-expiration day, so you have to buy a little outside the money. Then the last trade of the day was SPY puts. I grabbed SPY puts again, 385. Let's say 228, which is right 228 right here. Okay, I grabbed him right here. That is a push to VWAP. 385 puts at 82 cents. Right when I bought it, it went against me, but as long as it stayed below the high of day, I mean, I was okay with that. Now I also noticed there was a little bit of an inverted head and shoulders right here. I think I remember saying something about that in the room, and then finally it dumped. So they ended up going from 82 cents to $1.45. But I remember I bought right here and it popped a little bit. So theta had a little bit of time to work right here. Then it finally did end up paying off. So went from 82 cents to $1.45. So that was a good little play. As you can see, just SPY just ranged that day. Didn't get too far outside of this little range. So I mean the range, the week that had a bad week, I think SPY was only trading in $1.02 range. So this was a nice little $3.50 range right here. So I can't complain. The range was a little wider, and it was a little easier to play and predict. So that was a good day on Tuesday. So then on Wednesday, I had let's see, I had 6 wins and 1 loss. So I ended up having, okay, I played SPY a lot on Wednesday too. Let's blow this up so I can actually see it. Okay, I got SPY 383 puts at 74 cents at 938, which is right here. Now, SPY gap down. This is what day right here? Wednesday, right? Yep. As you can say, like I said before the disconnect, it didn't really come back down and test this trend line right here, but it did on this day. So that's what I was eyeing. So like I said, I wait the first 10 minutes out usually, and when it came back down, it broke below this level right here, this 385 level. That's when I ended up grabbing the 383 puts at 74 cents. So that little flush right there, they went from 74 cents to $1.29. Then I ended up grabbing 383 puts again at 72 cents at 956, which probably right here when it came back up. Let's blow it up to the 3 minutes so I can see it a little better. No, that's the 4th. Oh, let's bring it down to the 3 minutes so I can actually see it a little better time-wise. So yeah, 938. I broke this down right, got it right here, and I got that little flush. So that was the one that went from 74 cents to $1.29. Then I ended up grabbing it again at 956, which is right here, the push back up, rejecting the 37 EMA, which is the white line, and VWAP, and coming back down. So I grabbed them again at 72 cents this time, and the first time was at 74, so I got them at 72. I got them a little cheaper, and they went from 72 to $1.82. Then I ended up grabbing Disney puts. I'll keep it on the 3 minute for this. Disney puts on the 3rd right here. Yeah, I remember this play because I was thinking the 3rd. Came back down. Let's see, what time did I grab them? 10:14, which is right here, I believe, this breakdown right here, 10:14. Yeah, right there. This is where I grabbed it. Yeah, I saw the double bottom right here, and I grabbed it. So I grabbed the 383 puts at 69 cents, and they went to 87 cents right there and chop. I think I grabbed them in this candle right there because I remember the chop right here. Then it finally broke through. So not much of a big winner. I went to 87 cents, a small, tiny win, but it did break through. Let's see, going back on SPY again for the third. Let's see, I grabbed, let's see, 383 puts again at 1103. 1103. 1103, right here. Right up in this area again. I grabbed them again. That's where I grabbed it, right here. 69 cents. And they went to 87 cents. Actually, no. I think I just messed up. Yeah, the Disney puts about 87 cents, and they went to $1.06. That was my bad. I was looking at SPY for some reason. Yeah, so the Disney puts, the 190 puts I had on Disney went from 87 cents to $1.06. So that was almost a 20-cent win. Then it was the SPY puts at 69 cents, and they went to 87 cents. Some reason I think I was looking at SPY's stuff and not Disney. So now that I made that correction, but yeah, 69 cents to 87 cents, which was right. What time was this? Let me get this right. I'm sorry that I messed that up, but this is the unedited version where I'm not afraid to show my mistakes or make my mistakes or whatever. So yeah, 1103, which is right here, right there. Okay, then I end up grabbing SPY puts again at 1257, which is right 1257, right here. Yeah, right there. Now I don't know why I didn't buy it right here. I might have been worried that it might break out right here, but I should have grabbed it right here, but I didn't. But because it made a lower high, I should have grabbed it right there. I probably wasn't looking, or it might have been because even midday. I usually ignore the midday sometimes. Because usually midday ends up being choppy, and that's when theta ends up being kind of a pain in the neck. So, but yeah, I grabbed it at 1257, 384, 1257, right here. Yeah, they went from 90 cents to $2.25 if you held all the way through this push and you weathered through that. You know, if I'm buying down here, I always give wiggle room. I like to use high a day, and I know the option prices can fluctuate quite a bit from that. But if you reduce size and you have small positions, or you eliminate that the risk, and you eliminate the fluctuation, and emotions won't matter so much if you have smaller size, or you can you just play accordingly. So a big thing I always say in the room all the time is you build the cushion, then you just play the cushion, and then you don't really have much risk or hardly any risk when you're playing with profits, because if it goes against you, you're just losing the money you made. You're not losing actual capital in your account. So that's the way to do it. That's the way I try to get everybody to do it, but some people just can't seem to grasp that concept. But anyways, so those 384 puts went from 90 cents to $2.25, and that pushed down, which ended up being a 100% move. Then I ended up grabbing SPY calls at 212, which is right here. Now I was looking at this, I bounced off the RCT trend line, grabbed it right there for 384 calls at 95 cents. Didn't really bounce the way I thought it would. I went to $1.10. Small, tiny win, 15 cents, no big deal. I was really thinking that we were going to get a bounce off this line, and we were going to get a squeeze, or at least test the 386 level again, and it did not happen. So I was like, okay. So I ended up grabbing this SPX 3865 calls at 310, which is right here. No, right there. Right here. This is where I was looking. I was thinking I got him here, it bounced, it came back down, flushed out, stops, rebounded quickly, and it started to look curl up right here. And I was thinking, okay, right here, grab it right here. We're going to get an end of the day squeeze to 386, 385, 386, whatever. But over through VWAP to the 200 EMA plus, maybe even get above 386.50. But we didn't get that squeeze. It just dumped, and that was my loss number 2 right there. I really thought we were going to break out. I mean, that wasn't a dumb mistake. I mean, that was at that point in time. You got to remember, you're trading in hindsight here. You don't know what's going to happen until after fact. Yeah, you can also look at it right here and say, oh, that was a dumb mistake because it didn't squeeze. But at this point in time, if you were to grab it right here based on you just, what did I do? What did I do? What day am I on here? I mean, I'm just trying to make an example here. Let's see. Okay, let's back this up just one candle. Now, if you look at it right here, just you don't even know what's on the right. It's going to happen yet. You look at based on right here, inverted head and shoulders, a left shoulder ahead and a possible right shoulder right here for a breakout. I mean, that looks bullish to me. I mean, that looks like that could break out. And obviously it didn't. It just, that wasn't a dumb mistake. That was a legitimate, false breakout right there. It had a bullish setup and it just didn't work out. So that was loss number 2. So for the week. Then on, let's see, Thursday, I had 5 wins, no losses, and I traded, let's see, SPY calls. I'm going to go back to the 10-minute. I don't like the 3-minute. I was just doing that so you could see. Okay, so now that we have SPY that came down and tested this and went below the RCT trend line that I was watching for a rebound, so I did grab 387 calls at 95 cents at open, 9:34 a.m. I grabbed it at 95 cents, and I was looking at, okay, it's, chopping here. I mean, it gapped down a little bit, then it came back up to flat. And I was thinking, okay, it gets above this pre-market high, it's going to pop. So I grabbed it. It did pop. They went from 95 cents to $1.25. Then it got harshly rejected. Then I ended up grabbing Disney puts. Now, Disney, I played a couple times. Disney puts on what day? The 4th. Right here. Disney, as I said, we played it the other day on the breakdown. It wasn't that day. It was this day, I think. No, I don't remember what day it was. Yeah, it was this day, I think. Yeah, it was this day right here, the 3rd. Okay, then we ended up grabbing, let's see, Disney puts at 64 cents at 9:58, which is right here. Now, see, sometimes, when I look at my alerts and I say, okay, I got puts, and I look at the time, I can look at the chart, I can almost pinpoint where it is on the chart because that this is how much I know what I'm doing, that this is where I grabbed it. Now, sometimes I'll say, okay, I grabbed it, and I look at the chart, and sometimes, okay, I should have grabbed it here. Why didn't I grab it here? So, yeah, I do end up seeing some mistakes that I make along the way. But, yeah, I grabbed the puts right here, 185 puts at 64 cents. They did go from 64 cents to $1.37 in this little push down. Then I ended up grabbing the 185 puts again at 1036, which is probably right, no, 1036? Okay, wait a minute here. Okay, I grabbed, I might have to go to a smaller time frame to actually see what I did right there. This is the 4th. Okay, so I grabbed the 185 puts at 9:58, which is right here on this breakdown. Do I have the right day? Yes. So I grabbed it right here. And they went from 64 cents to $1.37. Okay, when was the next time I grabbed it? 9:58 and 1036. $10.36. Oh, right here. This is where I grabbed it right there. Okay, yeah. I see what I did. I'm not sure why I grabbed it there, though. Rejection up to 20 EMA. Oh, yeah, yeah. I remember saying that in the room. Yeah, so the first one was right here. That went from 64 cents to $1.37. Then I did grab it right here again off the 20 EMA rejection right here. 73 cents. It just chopped to death and it finally fell apart. So if you held through all the chop and stuff like that, that did end up going to $2.50 for a 200% move on that Disney. This is just very, very annoying to watch. So yeah. Then I ended up grabbing SPY calls. Go back to the 10-minute. Let's see, SPY calls at 122. 122. Right here. Grabbed them right there. And even labeled they were risky because, you know, oh, this is not SPY. But, you know, based on Disney, that would have been the good area to buy. I had the wrong chart up. Okay, now let's see. The fourth. 122. This is it right here. This is where I bought right there. You get this massive stretch down, this elastic band kind of move where elastic gets stretched quite a bit, then it just makes a quick slingshot back, and that's what I was looking at. I saw that, and it started to flatten out right here. Then it had a quick little drop, and I grabbed it right in there. I grabbed it at 122, which is in this candle right here. And they went from $1.05 to $1.32 right there. Then it just collapsed more. So that was a small little winner. Then I ended up grabbing SPY calls again at 147, which is right here. Oh no, 147. 147. Where did I grab it? Oh, I might have just grabbed it when I dipped back down again. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I'll bring it to the 3-minute. That's exactly what I did. Right there. This is where I did it. Okay, the first one was at 122, which is right here. No, right in here. Oh yeah, this is exactly what I did. I got it here, got in and out right in here, came back down, and I grabbed it again on this little drop and got that little pop right there. So yeah, that's the two little calls. And the second one ended up going from $1 to $1.35. So that was a quick little scalp on those. So not quite sure why I called it a day. I think that I'm not quite sure why I called it a day on that, but I could have played that other bounce. Oops, wrong one. I probably should have played that end of the day pop right here, but for some reason I don't know why I didn't do it, but whatever, it is what it is. I had 5 good calls that day, and sometimes I just don't like to trade too much, and sometimes I just restrict myself unless it's Friday. Fridays, if I'm doing well on Fridays, I will just keep going and going and going. So, and speaking of Friday, I had 8 wins and 1 loss. Now Fridays, I just went crazy on Tesla. Let's see. Let's switch to Tesla. You know what? Since I played Tesla so much, I'll get all the Tesla out of the way first. Even though there's calls in between Tesla. I'll switch to the 3-minute because I did a lot of dip buying on these. So the first one was I grabbed Tesla 645 calls at $1.25 at 940, which is right here on the dump. Now Tesla has just been getting hammered. Got this big gap up, came back down. So when it had this big drop, I grabbed it right here at 940. The 125 calls went from $1.25 to 276 on this little push right here. Then I ended up grabbing, now the one thing I kept doing on Tesla, I didn't buy the same calls over and over and over because data was crushing them and it was dropping, and I was adjusting to the strike sizes. based on price and data and stuff like that. So the next Tesla I grabbed the 635 calls at 10:05, which is right here. We grabbed it right there. It dropped hard, so I was just playing the 50-cent pops. It drops, rebounds a little bit, drops, rebounds, and that's what I kept doing on Tesla. Anytime I had a big drop, I would play the rebound because just quickly rebounds. You can get a 50-cent dollar move on these little rebounds like nothing. So I did grab them at 10:05, which is right here. Let's see, right here. I grabbed them right there. They went from $1.15 to $1.54, so I didn't quite get that much out of it. Then I ended up grabbing 610 calls. Okay, so I grabbed it right here. It dropped more. I got 610 calls at 10:35, which is right here. Got that little pop right there. They went from $1.51 to $2. Then I grabbed the 610 calls again at 10:46, which is right here. And they went from $1.48 to $2.23. Now, right here, I'll blow it up a little more. The first one, let's see. The first one was at 10:35. Right here, I played this little pop, and it quickly came back down. I bought it again. And that's when I ended up having the second one on that at 10:46, which is right here. Had that big little pop, and it just pulled back, and that's when I reloaded. Then I ended up playing the 600 calls at 11:10, which is right here. Right, or 11:10, right here. $11.10. It was right in here somewhere now. They went from, let's see, 11:10. Right in here somewhere. Might have been right here. I got it and it just popped a little. Let's see. They went from let's see. Oh, okay. 11:10. Yeah, I grabbed it right here. And I grabbed those 600 calls. For some reason, I kept looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at Facebook. Okay, yeah. I grabbed the Tesla 600 calls right here, and it just dumped. And I lottoed them because hero was 0. So that's what I did. It just dumped, and then it quickly rebounded. So I know some people took a loss on that, and this is why you build a weekly cushion, a daily cushion. You use the profits, play lottos. You just let things play out. And sometimes Tesla just took so much of a beating that I knew there would be a big rally, but I thought it'd be here or here or here, and it didn't. But it went from 630 to 530. That was a 90-point drop on Tesla. It had to rebound. So, but at this point in time, I was thinking, okay, it's at 570, double bottom right here. We'll get that little quick flash before it pops right here. This is usually what happens. It'll double bottom, and people will start to think, okay, we're going to reverse here. If they flush them out, then they pop. But they did flush them out, but it did pop, and it just went down a lot more than I thought. So, and I was also thinking, okay, 630 to 570, that's a 60-point move right there on Tesla, and we gotta have some kind of dead cat bounce, and it just kept dropping. So they ended up coming around and bouncing. So they did go from $1.60 to $7.25, went into the money. So that was a 350% plus win if you held all the way through. I know many people did not. They got stopped out. Me, I don't care. I have a lot of risk tolerance, and I was up pretty good for the day. So I was like, I don't care. Whatever happens. I don't care. So that worked out well. And that was the last for Tesla. Now I need to go back to the other ones I called earlier in the day that were not Tesla, and that was Apple. I had Apple puts at 10. Let's see, I had Apple puts. Let's go back to the 10-minute chart. I hate the 3-minute chart. There's just so many. Okay, I had Apple puts at 957, which is right here. Right here somewhere. 957, right here. Okay, I was thinking we were going to flush through the bottom, through this trend line right here. It didn't right away. It just went sideways and chopped, and it finally collapsed. So they got him. The 118 puts at 83 cents, and then went to $1.22, and a little push down. I know this was very annoying to watch. It started to break down, then it popped back up, then it finally broke down. So that was very, very annoying to watch. I was not pleased about that, but it ended up working out well. So then I ended up grabbing Facebook calls. Now this was a mistake that ended up being a blessing in disguise. So I had the same kind of thing I had with Tesla. Whatever happens, it happens. It doesn't, it doesn't. I grabbed Facebook calls at 1054, which is right here. It chopped. It was in a symmetrical triangle right here. As SPY was dumping, this was holding, and it quickly came up and tested this area. So I was like, okay, this is going to break out here. And I grabbed the 265 calls at 55 cents, and it fell apart and chopped. And then it started to look good again right in here. Then it, just couldn't get over that area. Then it finally did end the day, just squeeze into close. So those Facebook calls did end up going from 55 cents to 61 cents. So if I wasn't already in it from here, I would have probably grabbed the end of the day call right here, because this matched the Friday end of the day plays I like to play, because I think at this point in time, right about here, those 265 calls were roughly right around 11, 12, maybe 13 cents at the time, and then went to 61 cents. So if I wasn't already bag holding it right there, that probably would have grabbed it right there again. And from, let's say, 15 cents to 61, that would have been an easy 300% move right there. But since I was already in it, it doesn't count for 300% move. Just I was lucky to get out green. As soon as it turned green, I got out. So that was Facebook. And I ended up grabbing SPY calls at 11:30 on SPY. Let's see. Now 11:30, right? 11:30, which is right here in this candle. I nailed the bottom on SPY, and those 376 calls, I got 80 cents, and they went to let's see, they went from 80 cents to $8.50. So that was a 1,000% move if he held all the way through. I was not thinking we were going to get that kind of a push, because I was thinking, okay, SPY, it got up to 381, then you have an 8-point drop, and I was not thinking, okay, down 8 points and up 11 points. I was not expecting that kind of a day. I just was thinking, okay, we're going to have a dead cat bounce right here to the moving averages, VWAP, maybe even to the white line, which is the previous day close, and then probably either chop or reject or maybe pop end of the day. I was not expecting that. That was completely unexpected. And the next play that I played, I ended up playing puts, and that explains why I thought that, because I grabbed 375 puts at 74 cents at 12.25, which is, that's right, I grabbed it on the EMA rejection. This was mistake number 2 that I made this week. Well, 3. Walmart was 1, Facebook was the other. Yeah, this is mistake number 3 I made. So one of the mistakes ended up turning out, but the other 2 mistakes were losses. So I only had 1 loss if I didn't make this mistake too, like I did Walmart. Actually, no, Walmart would have been a loss either way, but I should have not grabbed this right here. I grabbed it with the thinking the EMA rejection because it went through the moving averages and VWAP like nothing, and I was like, okay, might even started to show a little bit of rejection at the 200 EMA is not going to be in the same place. Let's see. Let's go back to the 10-minute and look at the actual price where it's at. 200 EMA is right at the 277.75. 277.75. 277.75. Yeah, right here. This is about where it was, where the RCT trend line is. And yeah, there was a little bit of a rejection. And what time did I actually grab it though? 12:25. Right here. This is where I grabbed it, but now we started to reject right there. But yeah, I grabbed it right here. Let me blow it up more. I grabbed it right here, 12:25, right in there. Now remember, I was using the 10-minute. I was not using the RCT trend line. I'm just using the 3-minute to blow up where I grabbed it, and it did reject just a tiny bit, and it just kept going. Then it actually had a nice bearish engulfing candle right there, but then it just ripped. But I wasn't using the 3-minute at the time. I was just blowing it up. But I did grab it right here, thinking of the prematurely rejecting the 200, and it didn't. It just stormed right through. So that was the last play of the day on Friday that lost. So I didn't want to have any more losers, and plus I was already holding Facebook and I believe Tesla at the time, so I was already holding two other losers at the time. So actually I don't think that Tesla was a loser at that time. What time was that? 12:33, 12:25. Let's see, 12:25. Oh no, Tesla wasn't a loser anymore, but SPY was. So yeah, Facebook was a loser I was holding at the time, and I lost on SPY, and I thought Facebook was going to be a loss. I was like, okay, that's it, I'm done for the day. So I called it a day on that. So yeah, that's going to do it for the weekly recap. I hope that this has helped understand why I did what I did, where I took them, why I took them. It also shows you any mistakes I made, which is now after seeing some of the things I've done, I made a couple mistakes I shouldn't have done, and one of them was buying SPY when I shouldn't have. But I even knew it at the time too. I knew that when I bought that I shouldn't have. I just prematurely jumped in. That was kind of dumb, but it is what it is. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel and like the video, and hopefully to see you in the room for another great week next week. And that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching.